Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing today for April 1st, 2019? Welcome to another episode of Talking Trends. I am your host, TK, and this is my co-host, Tony. Thank you guys again for taking a moment and hanging out with your boys. It's going to be a good show. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. And if this is your first time tuning in, let me run things down for you. Myself and Tony find news articles from across the globe, and we like to bring them to your attention. And we like to hear your likes, your dislikes, your comments, and opinions on the stories that, of course, we'll be covering on today's show. See if we can spit it out in less than a half hour. No, whatever. We'll
do our best.
Yeah, we'll do
no
our best.
Promises here.
We value your time.
Yes.
Okay? So, up first, ladies and gentlemen, Tinder. Is this April Fool's joke or what? Well, Tinder in general to me is an April Fool's joke.
You tell me.
Constantly, happening. But in this case, they're rolling out a new feature. Height verification.
I like this. I think it's important.
Yeah. We'll get into that later. Second story for today. Pictured here, a lady mistakenly got into a wrong car, which she thought was an Uber, and ended up, unfortunately, losing her life.
Very sad story.
Yeah. On the second half of the show, this is a very interesting story.
It's just a toilet.
It's just a picture of a toilet right now. In jail, you do a lot of weird things. So I've heard.
Whoa.
And I've watched on TV and documentaries.
No personal experience.
I have no personal experience.
No.
In this case, inmates broke the pipes for the sewage system in order to talk to female inmates on another floor.
That's a dirty call, baby. Yeah.
And finally, you and the cruise ships, man.
I don't know what it is. All these cruise stories now.
A guy thought it was a great idea to sneak a gun on board, and I guess he's probably going to face 5 to 10 years for this.
It ain't good. It ain't good. I don't know what he thought he needed on there for. That's great. You know, them buffet lines, it could be pretty.
It's true.
It's a battle sometimes. So maybe.
First off, how was your weekend, and how are you doing today?
Good weekend.
Yeah.
Very nice. Played some football yesterday.
Feeling it?
Yeah, totally, man. Went out a little bit Saturday. It wasn't bad. It was a good weekend, relaxing. Got some stuff done in the house, which is always good. Today I'm feeling all right.
It's good.
How was your weekend?
My weekend
Give me that look. Oh, so sinister. I love it.
My weekend was good, man.
You're insinuating.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What
All right.
whatever do you mean, Tony?
God.
What?
Listen.
What?
I did.
What are you talking? Why are you feeling so uncomfortable right now?
I did a photo shoot on Saturday. Yeah. That's what you're waiting for. You don't care about anything else. Anyway, it wasn't that kind of.
Okay.
Anyway, did a photo shoot on Saturday. My first one, very interesting. It was a good one.
Break it down.
If you you just got to go follow me on Instagram, and the story will unfold, as it were. Undress.
Yeah. When is the public going to be blessed with this said story?
Well, I'm leaking out photos as we go here every day.
Okay. How many photos are in this series?
I think I got about 10 or something like.
It's going to be a good,
12,
good week and a half.
Listen, I'm going to drag it out a little bit.
I know you are. Yeah. Throwback Thursday.
It was fun. Shouts out Jade Malone Photography. Go check that out on Instagram. Follow them. They do good work. They always do good work.
I might have to avoid your profile for the next.
You better get on there. Start loving it. If you don't know what we're talking about.
Listen, I've switched things up on how I conduct myself on the internet lately. This is how.
Not like me.
Yeah. Lately,
the opposite.
Guys, if I haven't been liking or commenting on things, and someone tags me in a post like, "Hey, this is a funny thing," and I don't like it, I see it. Trust me, I do.
Yeah.
But I've now been trying to implement a little exercise where if I see something that I like and I hang out with you regularly, I'll bring that up in conversation.
You're in.
Instead of getting lost in the likes.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
You know? So, I mean, if you post it, like, I talked about you pumping those weights the other day.
Yeah, right.
I didn't like the picture. I liked it, but I just don't want to be.
You didn't get involved.
I don't get involved. I'm switching the whole social game up.
What happened to you?
I read a decent book.
Oh.
Maybe I'll lend it to you.
Ooh.
Yeah. Anyways, I digress.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was
Big
fun.
Daddy?
It was great. It was good. Didn't get up to too much,
Well,
but it was good.
not a very exciting weekend.
Well, I deserve a chill weekend every now and then. And then today was great. Had a decent meeting.
We tried to get a burger.
That we did.
Didn't work out for us.
Maybe it was, because for those out there who don't know, Halifax does this Burger Week thing.
Yeah.
And some proceeds go to Feed
Sometimes.
Nova Scotia. That's a whole different thing
That's a whole other
because
topic, yeah.
from what I've heard, some places that are involved in this Burger Week, some of them don't donate. So
Super shady.
I'm very confused and conflicted on both ends of that.
Yeah, it's not good.
But to each their own again.
Participate, people.
I
Participate.
know. God damn it.
Anyway, we tried to participate today. It didn't work out.
We did. We
We
tried
went
to
to-
go
where was it
to
at?
Wild Leak.
Very busy today, so.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Shall we?
Burgers are. Yep.
Okay. Let's get into today's show.
Do it.
Thank you guys again for tuning in. Much love to you. How was your weekend? You guys good? Get up to anything? Did you go out? Did you go see a movie?
Did you do anything?
Watch anything on Netflix?
Did you do anybody?
Yeah, did you do anybody? Did you?
Do it. Tell us now in the chat.
Yes, let us know in
Yeah, put it out there.
very specific details.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Speaking of doing people.
yes, there's no better app for sex
Yeah.
than Tinder, my friends.
Get it on?
Men are apparently outraged after Tinder has announced height verification. This may be an April Fool's joke, but we're still going to do this article.
Yeah,
anyway.
why not?
Tinder users will no longer be able to lie about their height, and some men are less than happy about it. The feature will require users to input their true accurate height along with a photo of themselves standing next to any commercial building. Tinder's algorithm would then verify if they're really as tall as they say or they are
That's awesome.
in a badge located on their profile. Tinder claims they have developed this HVB years ago.
Okay.
Height verification badge.
Yeah.
But hope users would be honest enough to not need it. It looks like that's not the case because, let's be honest, Tinder, come on.
Yeah.
What do you think the percentage of people are honest on Tinder? You know they're putting up the best pictures of themselves, the best angles.
I mean,
Meet up with somebody, be like, that's not you.
yeah. Something changed.
I don't know what it is, but who I swiped right on is not presenting themselves to me in physical form right now.
Yeah.
Among other things. I have
Well-
this huge hate on for it. I've always had a hate on for it.
For Tinder?
Yeah, man.
Why? What's the matter with you?
We'll talk about that after the
All right.
article. Anyway, so it's come to our attention that some of you 5 to 10ers out there are actually 5-6ers.
You know who you are.
You know who you are.
5, 6.
The company said in a statement, this charade must stop.
Yeah.
So anyways, is this real, guys? Do you think this is real? It came out a couple days ago.
I mean, I don't
But
know.
it's just I think it's just like what kind of maybe gives it away if it's an April Fool's thing is standing next to a building.
That's a little bit. Yeah, I think that was. I think that's a little far. That's a reach.
Yeah,
Tinder, you might have come up with something else. Whoever made this up, if it's made up, it could be real.
I would love if it was real.
I
And
mean-
but then where does it stop? Then you're gonna start getting into some body shaming.
I know, but here's the thing. I mean, all
Weight
social.
verification.
I mean,
Some people probably would want that. I don't
you gotta
know.
get a picture of a scale with you standing.
Yeah. And our algorithm will determine that was a lie.
Whether you're the whole thing, you're saying it's a facade. Everything's a facade on these
I
these
know.
things. I mean, half the time, I'm sure it's maybe more than half the time. Pictures are old. They're from like 10 years ago.
Here's the thing.
You know.
I'm trying to break it down. This is one thing I don't like about Tinder. Say if you're talking to somebody.
Yeah.
Say if you meet somebody on Tinder. Chances are they're talking to a whole bunch of other people too.
Yeah.
Typically in a relationship, I'm not looking for a person who's going to be talking to a whole bunch of other people at
Right,
the same
right.
time and juggling.
Right. Well,
Get that shit out of here.
I mean,
But shouts out to those people who can. I mean, I know a small select few people who have found love on Tinder.
shout out to you guys.
I'll give you a yeet.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just I was on there when it first kind of came out years ago.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, when my buddy was like, "Oh man, like you could just like find anybody who's like close to you," and I was like, "This is very interesting." Anyways,
Yeah.
went on like 3 dates, and I was just like,
You had enough.
"I'm good, man." Just the whole same conversation over and over again. Hey,
What's up?
what's up? Sup? Want to meet up? Meet up? Like, I don't know.
That's nice.
Yeah, I suppose it's nice.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with it at all.
Depends on what you're looking for.
To each their own.
Depends on what you're looking for.
And then break up, go back on there.
Hey. Circle life. Circle of life.
Yeah, circle of life.
Listen, you can find the same thing on Facebook, Instagram. It's all.
I know.
It's all just we're all out there, people.
I'm getting off all of them.
You are not. Just be on them.
Yeah, I'm just embracing. Anyways,
roll with it.
I'm trying, Daddy. Anyways, up next, second half of the show. Sorry, second story of the show.
Whoa, that's
college student mistakes an Uber and gets into the wrong car.
Yeah.
And ends up losing her life as a result. Not sure how this happens. I don't know the details of the story, but Tony does.
Me? Oh,
yeah,
yes, I do.
Yeah.
So, last Friday morning, Samantha Josephson, 21-year-old college student at the University of South Carolina, ordered an Uber 2 a.m. after spending the night out with her friends. Not uncommon. Happens all the time. Uber is a very popular form of transportation in the U.S. and many other parts of the world. She was last seen on surveillance footage getting into a black Chevy Impala in downtown Columbia, thinking this was her Uber, but it was not. On Saturday, Columbia Police Chief Skip Holbrook announced that her body had been found by turkey hunters in a nearby county, rural area 65 miles southeast of Columbia. Although Holbrook did not reveal the cause of death, he did announce a suspect had been arrested in relation to the murder. The man is 24 years old and was arrested with the charge of the murder and kidnapping. Holbrook said police believed that she had been mistakenly gotten to a Roland's car thinking it was an Uber, and that he had activated the child safety locks to prevent her from getting out of the car when she realized her mistake. When reached for comment, of course, the Uber directed Rolling Stone to the blog post by a representative of the law enforcement outreach team, summarizing the practices, including double-checking the driver's name and license plate. So usually when Uber pulls up to pick you up, they know your name. Usually they roll down the window, don't let you in the car.
Yeah.
I've taken Uber many times. And they'll say Tony, and so they know your name, number one.
And don't they have now? Weren't they rolling out like a new feature with like it'll like flash like a color or some sort of like I can't remember
on the app. You mean?
Or in the car, like you can look at. I can't remember if it's like a color or something like so. It would be like double confirmation, like that's my car. Because like I remember the last couple of times,
right.
Like you're constantly like I have to look at the license plate. I'm like, is that it? Okay.
Yeah. So they're saying, of course, check the driver's name, the plate number before getting in the car. Very important. I mean, also with Uber, most of the time they have the Uber, like the light up thing on the windshield.
Right.
So that's an indication it's an Uber, whether it's yours or not. But that's only comes from Uber.
Yeah.
But you want to double check these things, obviously. Sad story.
I'd say.
Really, I'd say more than anything else. But just be careful when you get Uber's a great thing, and it's better in my opinion than taxi. I mean, I've been in big cities and small cities, and whoever has Uber. I've always had a much better experience getting an Uber. It's much quicker. There's no money involved, no cash is exchanging hands, so it's safe for both parties. But you do have to be careful. The chances of her getting into this vehicle and the guy killed her,
being a psycho.
I mean, unless he was
Who's
out there
doing that though?
He's out there preying on young women and just thinking that if I pull up, I may get the chance. Someone will jump in thinking I'm an Uber. And then doing what obviously he was planning on doing the whole time.
It's so disturbing on so many levels. It's just like, well, how long was he driving around for?
Who knows? So on Friday afternoon, Josephina's friend became concerned when she had not heard from her and called police. Missing person, of course. After watching the surveillance footage, police pulled over a Roland when they saw him driving the Chevy Impala on Saturday morning. Roland initially tried to flee the scene and was caught by police, who searched the car and found what was later discovered to be Josephine's blood in the trunk and the back seat. So just be careful, people. Uber it's weird because we hear about comedian that I heard recently is talking about 15 years ago, we never tell our teenage daughter to get into a stranger's car for transportation. Now it's like it's just so norm.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But be careful. Please be careful. Always check. Make sure the driver, number one, should know your name. That's number one. That's the first form of verification. The picture is on the app. Make sure the picture matches the person driving. Make sure the car and the plate all match. Taking that extra little time to make sure that that's all there. This is a very rare situation that happened here, but
I know somebody who They're not listening.
Oh,
Who would
God.
sit in the front seat
Of the Uber?
of like taxis? I'm like,
Ah,
I don't know, man.
I
That's
mean,
sketchy. Because there's some creepy people out there, and like you're literally an arm length away for being, especially what's been happening now with like,
I know.
Ubers and taxis and like the whole like assaulting and sexual thing. I'm just like, man, I've gotten a handful of cars. Like, I mean, if it's packed, then if you have nowhere to sit, then yeah, you sit up front.
Yeah, that'd be the only case.
Yeah, and I mean, when I first, I think, started taking cabs, I would sit up front for some odd reason. But then,
What the hell?
yeah, I don't know. But
Just sit
then
with the driver.
yeah, but then later on, it just, yeah, I eventually just started sitting in the back seat.
To the back seat.
To the back seat.
Yeah. Just be careful, people out there. Please be careful.
Yes.
And be careful when you join the show. It's roll call time.
Ha!
You definitely got to be careful. In the house today, thank you guys for joining us. We have Brandon, 80 meals, 80 blades, 80 hats, and 80-inch TV blades out there. Shouts out to you, Carrie. We also have Rochelle in the house. Kim all the way from BC.
Hey.
We got Jillian in the house. Karen also in the house. And Julie and OK's in the house as well. Thank you guys for joining us once again
Shouts out.
on this Manic Monday.
I'd say
Yeah.
it's very manic.
It's manic out there because if you're in Halifax, the lower half of Quinpool Road is closed for construction.
One of the busiest streets in the city, one of the main arteries, if you will. They decided just to shut it down
It's closed. Just closed.
until August, September.
Yeah. So if you're in Halifax, you're screwed because if you're driving anywhere from downtown Halifax trying to get home anywhere on the By High or any of those areas,
Try and get past that rotary.
just do not. It's just no point. We came down here. We didn't even sure we were going to make it even.
Yeah, that's true.
What was it? 3:30 in the afternoon. Connaught was all the way backed up. I mean, not even rush hour time yet.
Yeah. Because I think people were probably anticipating this. Like,
Yeah.
I got to leave work early.
I think that's what happened.
Honestly.
But anyway, be careful, people, because it's a shit show out there.
Speaking of a shit show,
Yeah.
second half of the show.
A nice transition.
Yeah, it wasn't too
Transition
bad.
daddy.
Yeah, let me enlarge this text because I don't know why.
Enlarge,
Yeah,
baby.
Yeah, I'll make it a lot bigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So inmates break a sewer pipe at jail. You'd be like, oh, well, cool, whatever.
Whatever.
And they're mean people, so they break pipes.
Yeah, they do that.
They do that. Break and enter. Whatever. I'll break jail pipes.
Toilets.
Yeah. Anyways, inmates broke sewer pipes Wednesday night in the Duval County Jail, flooding several floors, including a room where inmates first appear before a judge. The judge got real mad. He's just like, we got to fix this right
I
now.
like that.
So they said that they would flush sheets, whole rolls of toilet paper, and other objects down the toilet at the same time, wrecking the plumbing for the system for the jail. Anyways, it's been happening for several months as males and females inmates on different floors attempted to talk to each other through the toilet pipes.
I mean, it's pretty creative. That's pretty creative.
But I just never thought a jail. Here's the way I think jail works. I thought there was a jail for women, and I thought there was a jail for men.
Well, is this a county jail?
This would be
It's not a prison.
a county jail.
So county jail,
Oh, as opposed to like federal.
not from personal experience myself, what I understand from watching many crime shows, I'm going to jail. I think with county jail, it's not a separate building. It'd be like separate floors, from what I understand. Because that would be until you get to prison, if that's where you're going or whatever the case is.
Right.
Little prison talk.
Prison talk.
You know what I'm saying?
We should have a
Prison-
show called Prison Talk.
This is terrible. Then we got to bring prisoners in. It's a whole
this
thing.
is crazy.
Yeah, we can't do it.
I just don't understand the fact where, how does this begin in the first place?
Yeah.
Like, where are you? You're yelling. Like, I'm picturing you get down
Well,
and your face is over the toilet bowl. And you're like, hello.
yeah.
And you made your response.
Anybody there?
Anybody there? What do you look like? And then there's this whole weird interaction between two mystery people who probably have never seen each other.
No. I mean, I don't know.
And could you imagine being in the cell of somebody doing that and you're trying to get to sleep?
Listen,
Like, Tony, quiet down, use your whisper voice. Let me whisper in your your rear.
Aw.
We were listening to that song today anyway.
Yeah.
The Whisper song.
Yeah, Jesus.
And the whole thing just kind of mystifies me.
It's the toilet Twitter, as it were.
Yeah,
toilet
or Tinder. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, the inmates about 8 to 10 months ago figured out if they stopped up the system, they could communicate with each other through the pipes of the toilets. See, this is what happens when you just have all the free time. They just think of things to do.
A lot of free time in there.
So
From what
much
I've heard.
free time. So the men would talk to the women on the upper floors. But Wednesday night, the inmates broke the sewer pipes, filling, of course, sewage throughout the west side of the jail and the second and first and lower level floors. And it causes incredible problem for us. Someone at the jail said it's a costly problem, and we have a lot of damage that's going to be needing to be fixed. At least 800 inmates had to be moved to different cells. 800 horny inmates
Hello.
had to be moved.
Oki says they usually flood the toilets in anger when the women don't respond. It's kind of like when we don't get a text back from a women. We get, wow.
Yeah, what?
We see those 3 dots just going.
And then they disappear.
And then they're gone. It's like, son of a...
What are you doing?
It hurts. It hurts people.
does.
Even in jail, it hurts.
It does.
You know? We dealing with these first world problems out here.
Meet my toilet girlfriend. That's what I picture when you introduce to the parents.
My toilet wife.
Toilet wife.
Ah, she's a fine specimen.
Nice.
I met her on the 3rd and 2nd floor.
It was great.
Through a Kohler.
It was, we had a very great experience. We flooded the whole building with sewage. And what we'd do to talk to each other, we'd stuff bed sheets and use toilet rolls to clog up the pipes, to talk dirty to one another.
Listen, if that ain't love, I don't know what is.
I don't even want to know what love is, if that
Definition
isn't.
of county jail love.
Yeah, romance is alive and blooming at this jail.
I
I don't
get it.
want I don't want this to stop.
No, it's blooming.
Yeah, I hope other jails and people hear of the story and clog toilets of their own.
Dude, don't encourage that tennis. No, don't do that.
What?
Don't encourage that behavior.
Well, I'm just saying. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all good.
And finally,
Mm.
cruise ships. Cruise daddy, number one. To my right.
I am a cruise daddy.
Yes.
Or something like that.
I
anyway.
guess, yeah.
Yeah. Seems like we're having a lot of cruise news. Latest thing, you know, it's happening. People bring guns. They bring them everywhere. Why not bring them on a cruise ship? That seems to be the best place to bring them on. Woman in, Wisconsin. It's time. It's, you know, when you're packing your cruise wear, it's one of the things you got to have. You got your shorts, your shirt, you know, a couple of other items, and your gun.
Yeah.
Carol Ann McNeil. Oh, just slid down.
I'll put the Magnum next to the Magnums.
That's not a good. Yeah, don't do that.
Wait, what?
You say Magnum or Magnum Plus, baby?
Oh, God.
Listen.
You're not one of those guys.
Moi? No. Carol Ann McNeil.
What's the color of the Magnum box?
I can't tell you.
Yeah.
It's only for plus.
Yeah.
Anyway, Carol Ann McNeil. It's a woman who did it. Had anchored in Georgetown in the Cayman Islands last month. First stop of a 9-night Caribbean cruise. Once in port February 3rd, the 68-year-old Madison woman got a notice that her third piece of luggage, which hadn't arrived from her flight from Wisconsin to Fort Lauderdale, had been found and flagged down at the Georgian airport.
68 with a gun.
Listen, she ready to go.
Okay.
But when McNeil went to pick it up, her vacation turned into an extensive lesson in how American gun rights don't always travel well, and that could land her in a foreign prison, which is where you don't want to be. Any prison is bad.
I mean, is there a good prison out there is the question.
If they got toilet phones, good to go.
Sign me up. How's your sewage system at that jail you got there?
It's
yeah?
all right.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Can I clog it up with some rolls? Okay. Some bed sheets?
Whatever
Right.
happens now.
Are there women in there too? Oh, just men? Okay, whatever. Cool. I'll take that.
Listen.
I'll take it as is.
Inside the third bag, X-ray showed that she was carrying a .25 caliber handgun and 6 rounds of ammunition.
Oh, shit.
She was ready to go.
Okay, all right.
Despite her claim of a Wisconsin concealed carry permit in the Caymans, it was considered illegal possession of an unlicensed firearm. Conviction carries a mandatory 7 years prison term upon guilty, 10 years if convicted at trial, unless the court finds an exceptional circumstances.
She'll be 75 when she gets out of jail.
Yeah. Yes, it's not good.
No.
She's among dozens of Americans caught up in the Cayman Islands' strict enforcement of gun law.
What? Why are how many people are bringing guns to the Cayman
I
Islands?
didn't know the Cayman Islands was gangster like
Right?
that. Like you got.
I am the captain now.
What? Yeah, exactly.
They're trying to stop like the ship from being taken over.
Ridiculous. Oh yeah, they're trying to protect the ship.
Yeah.
Is that the way it's going down?
Well, what other reason
I
could
don't
it
know.
be?
I don't know.
Can you go to like a gun range in the Cayman Islands? That's what I would try and do if I'm that much of an enthusiast.
But they probably got guns there you can rent.
That's what I mean.
Got to bring your gun? I don't think
Bring
so.
those on the ship.
According to reports in the Cayman Compass, the Cayman Islands main news outlet, she spent 3 nights in jail before releasing her on a $10,000 bail, and then surrendered her passport. She was living in a hotel with an evening curfew while awaiting the next trial. So, it might not be good for her. Wait and see what happens. But
I would plead insanity or like just like senile.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
You did. You're going on vacation. You're going on vacation. You're not going to war. Cayman Islands? Come on.
Don't go on vacation to get your shots off. Go on vacation to get your rocks off.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Take it all the way.
Lady.
Anyway, we'll see what happens. That sucks. Even in a foreign jail, doesn't matter what kind of jail, but I think there's 7 years.
If I were to choose a jail, it's not one where English is the second language. Maybe not even second.
No.
I couldn't imagine myself, one, in jail.
Yeah.
I would be passed around like a hot potato.
You think you're that hot of an item?
Oh, I would be.
Oh, he
yeah,
would be.
They would be buttering me up.
Yeah.
You see the new potato in jail, boys?
They used to call you Playboy. didn't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
Yeah. Play with my boy, baby. Yeah. You know what? If you're going to travel, even if you have a permit to carry, I figure you would go, if you're traveling, you're going to take it, just go check the rules, the laws, maybe that country. Just be a little smart. Say, you know what? I'm traveling with a gun. Maybe I should check out what the laws are for this particular country that
maybe
I'm going to.
call the right authorities in that country.
Yeah,
Be
just
like,
do it.
Listen, I'm coming from America,
America.
where I appreciate my guns and my violence.
Yeah.
Just want to know if I can bring this without any hassle. If not, cool, whatever.
At least have some sort of track record that you tried to find out some information. Otherwise, you just look like a,
Idiot.
Well, that's exactly what she is. She may be a foreign jail idiot soon. So
Damn. Gonna get that. Well, I want to respect her by age, so I don't know. How do old women fare in jail? Anybody know? Is there documentaries on this?
I've never seen any old ones. I mean, old like documentary. Oh boy, what happened? What happened here? I mean, we were doing well. We were doing okay.
We were doing okay.
We were almost like a legitimate news company there for a second. We were giving out good news, more informative.
Yeah, we would be very, very serious for a moment.
And then it was over.
And it's gone.
Just like that.
Yep.
Not a good thing.
No.
Another not a good thing.
Yes, this is very disturbing, shitty news, if you will.
Sad story out of L.A. today. I'm sure you guys have all heard.
Yesterday, I think it came.
Yeah. Rapper Nipsey Hussle died Sunday after a shooting in Los Angeles near a clothing store that he owned, according to law enforcement down there in L.A., the LAPD. 2 other people were injured in the shooting around 3:20 p.m. yesterday. Shooting occurred in the area of Slauson Avenue and Crenshaw Boulevard, where he had this clothing store, of course. Mm-hmm. All 3 victims were transported to the hospital. One of them pronounced dead, of course. Other 2 in a stable condition. Hussle, 33 years old, had a lot of success in the game. He's a very independent artist, did very well.
Yep.
In fact, back in, I think it was 2013, released The Marathon, which was his 5th mixtape.
Yep.
2013, called Crenshaw. Crenshaw was the other one. Released more and sold 1,000 cassettes, each priced at $100.
Yeah, it was a smart move. And then I think Jay-Z bought.
Brilliant.
He bought a lot. I can't remember if it was like he bought like 1,000 or he bought like 10,000. But he made a lot of money off that one. Yeah, it was a crazy little idea, man. And I mean, it's just in this story. We were kind of chatting about it earlier. Ah, man, it's so kind of frustrating. I think like more so like in the black community where he was trying to stay there well, at least develop businesses there
Yeah.
where the businesses could employ people from that area, so they probably wouldn't have to be doing less than legal things to survive. And then as a result of his, being a good person, trying to uplift the community, someone clearly wasn't a fan and for whatever reason decided to take this man's life, unfortunately.
Very sad. And a lot of course, stars putting out tweets and comments and, of course, expressing their condolences. Rihanna, Ice Cube, Pharrell Williams.
A lot of people. It was
J.
this.
Cole.
I couldn't my whole feed was just
Just
I mean,
crazy.
everybody.
Drake, Chance the Rapper, LeBron James, everybody,
Yeah.
tuning in on this one. And it's sad, man. Like you said, they're trying to do something good for their community, where they come from, where they were raised.
Yeah,
And this stuff happens.
I know, and it's sad because it's just man,
Yeah.
like you don't want this stuff to, these areas need help, but
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just like don't shoot the person who's trying to do good,
I mean, what do you do?
who's from that area. I would sympathize if if it was some out of town person who wasn't even from there, and I mean I'm not condoning violence on any front or any level, but man, the guy was literally trying to again be very positive in his community, probably show, hey, you could do more with your life than
Known as an entrepreneur, did very well for himself, and actually known as he was actually scheduled to meet with the LA police commissioner to actually talk about how to discuss ways to stop gang violence.
Yeah.
How ironic is that, of course?
It's unfortunately ironic.
Yeah. So rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
Shouts out. Too young, gone too
33,
too early.
man.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude.
Yeah. So shouts out, and all the best to his family, friends.
Yeah, everybody that's affected, of course. Yeah, I mean, man.
It happens.
Yeah, man. It's just, man.
It sucks.
It's very unfortunate. It's just I don't know. But it just for me, it just kind of makes me question a lot of things. And just it's almost like I know kind of what's the point? Kind of comes into my head. But then you just got to have to I don't know, be stronger and be you got to try and see the greater good. But man, what a barrier to climb over.
Yeah.
It's not encouraging for other people who might have the same idea. Hey, I want to go back. I want to uplift my community.
Of course.
But then you see this story and many countless others like it. And I don't know, man.
Maybe we'll see a bit more of the story develop and, maybe get a little more explanation on what's going on. But, sad state.
Yeah.
Not good. If you're looking for something to watch tonight,
Oh, yes.
why don't you watch the Raptors? They playing at home with the Orlando Magic. Coming to town and pay a visit.
Me personally, I'm hoping that the Raptors, of course, win against Orlando because I'm trying to have two horses in the East Coast
Daddy.
playoff situation. My other dark horse would be the Miami Heat, who are holding down the last playoff spot right now, and it's literally between them and Orlando. And I think Detroit is a game ahead too. It's very interchangeable right now. So I'm hoping Orlando loses this one, and then Miami continues to keep winning. And again, I say this because I'm a huge Dwayne Wade fan, and if this is truly his last year, what better
Better way to go.
you want to he moves back to Miami from Chicago, and then you just want to at least let him have one last playoff run. And I mean, I think if they get in, I think they can give a good couple teams a decent run.
Yeah, they're not an easy team to beat, so that's for sure. Yeah, if they get in, and everything changes in the playoffs. You just never know.
This is true, man. This is honestly true. Some teams don't show up.
That's true.
Yeah.
Orlando coming to Toronto. Check that game out. I think it's 9:30 our time here.
It will be a close game though, because
It'll be a very
Orlando
close game.
needs to win. They're playing for that spot too.
They are right now 38 and 39.
Yeah.
So they're right.
Yeah, and I think Miami's 39-38 or something. It's super tight, man.
We shall see. We shall see.
Yeah.
And I think that's it.
That's it today.
Had it. You've had it with us.
Yes, we have not had it with you, of
We
course.
never had
because
it.
we take the higher ground in situations. So
We
there
do.
you go. There you go. But again, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in wherever you are listening to this show at, in your computer desk, sitting in your underwear, perhaps jogging pants, tank top. I don't know what you're wearing. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing different ideas out there.
Take one of those suggestions and do it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or don't.
Or don't. Don't do it.
Or maybe we're in the kitchen and you're cooking something.
Maybe you're still in your underwear.
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, do what you got to do.
I'm in my underwear right now. Are you wearing underwear today? Oh, bloody
I am
hell.
wearing underwear today.
I got to question you every day now because I don't know. You're like a you're like a box of chocolates. You just never know what you're going to get with you.
It's true. It's true. Delicious, delicious chocolates.
Yeah.
Mystery chocolates.
Chocolate underwear, daddy.
Yes.
Anyway, we'll be back on Wednesday, we hope.
Yes.
You come on back and check it out with us. 5 o'clock Wednesday. Have a safe evening. Be good to each other. We'll see y'all then.
We out.
Peace.